Meditation, as a profound practice of mindfulness and inner calm, plays a crucial role in bolstering collective resilience during crisis. By fostering emotional balance and mental clarity, meditation equips communities to face challenges with unity and strength. In times of turmoil, this shared practice becomes a powerful tool for collective healing and recovery. So, the topic of our panel discussion today is the impact of meditation on collective resilience in the time of crisis. Today we also have with us Arjuna, guest of Plaza, a renowned yoga and meditation teacher. He started his yoga path at a very early age and has over 30 years of practice and study of yoga. His sharing and presentation of yoga includes various aspects of the tradition such as Hatha Yoga, meditation, pranayam, philosophy, yoga metaphysics and yoga nidra. He has participated as a presenter and teacher in international yoga events like Bhakti Feast, Joshua Tree, California, USA, Dakini Festival, Yoga General Conference, Moscow. With a steady, firm, yet humorous and kind teaching style, he shares the wisdom and this ancient tradition with everyone. Our next guest is Kilohana Silve, who is hula artist and choreographer. She always sought to promote Hawaiian culture abroad. She founded the first Hawaiian dance school in France, Halau Hula o Manau, named after the valley in which she was born. After 30 years in Paris, she returned to Hawaii and continues to teach Haumana in Alaska and China. Through her classes at Kapiolena Hospital Women's Center and the Salvation Army's Drug Recovery Program, she has become a pioneer in the promising new field of hula for health. She also participated in the annual Talk Story Festival in Honolulu and released a CD of Hawaii tales, chants and music. I feel honored to welcome our guest, Mr. Valdemar Prado. He has been a member of World Association for former United Nations Interns and Fellows, and since 2003 as a Senior Research Fellow in Science and Technology for Development and currently serving as an Executive Vice President of the organization. He has been teaching and on research positions at several universities in Mexico, Latin America, and US. During this time, he has been involved in developing and implementing technology solutions for development in emerging and developing countries. Held professorship in physics, mathematics, computer science, biomedical science, and technology. He has been commissioned to participate in the different forums and conferences at ECO, SOC, DPI, and WSIS in topics related with the impact of ITCs and development as well as the transfer of technology at the United Nations. He also has been involved and consulted in financing for development projects for communities in several regions of the world. He also has been consultant, advisor and facilitator for science and technology transfer for the government of Chile, Colombia, Peru, Dominican Republic, Honduras, Bolivia, Costa Rica, Panama, Venezuela, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Brazil and Mexico. Also in the areas of creation of local capacities. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Mr. Valdemar Prado. I'm pleased to welcome and introduce our guest, Ms. Elisa Carolina Torrenegra, who is a nature lover who believes in human virtues and with the purpose of life in favor of communities with greater vulnerability. She is doctor and specialist in social security, health services management, masters in quality management from the University of Murcia, Spain, and training for Latin American leaders in health system at Harvard University, Warwick, and Oxford. She has extensive experience in social security, health management, health information system design and evaluation of public policies and representation of non-profit companies. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Ms. Elisa Carolina. Today's panel discussion will be moderated by Dr. Vikrant Singh Tobur, Convene your united consciousness. Dr. Tomar is an acknowledged trainer, academician, scholar, writer, and a management consultant. He's a freelance trainer and served the cabinet ministers of state, MLAs, police officers, and tycoons of the business world. His aim and objective is universal brotherhood and happiness through harmonizing the knowledge from the ancient scriptures into our lives. So I welcome all our guests for panel discussion.
What a wonderful time to be with all of you. We acknowledge and respect your presence, Kilohana ji from Hawaii. Aloha.
Aloha.
We acknowledge and respect your presence, Arjuna ji from Ecuador. Namaste, most welcome.
Namaskar, namaste.
We welcome you, our friend Valdemar ji from Mexico. Namaste, Valdemar ji. So good to see you. And our dear friend Elisa ji from Colombia. Most welcome, Elisa ji. And participants and audience watching this program from different parts of the world, we are going to have panel discussion on the impact of meditation on collective resilience in the times of crisis. World is going through a different phase. Lots of crises of different types are at different parts of the world. These crises are external and some are internal in nature. So as it is said that old civilizations got vanished due to external attacks, civilizations to come will get vanished due to internal attack. So to begin with, how meditation can help us in being more resilient. But the question comes is, what is meditation? Many people have their various definitions of it. May I request Arjuna ji to begin with it. Arjuna ji, what is meditation?
Namaskar. Thank you so much, Dr. Vikrant, for this opportunity to share with so many people on these special days, celebrating and remembering the importance of peace in the world. We have always to remember that the great sages of the East, the great sages of India, the great Himalayan masters, from which they share the knowledge through all the world, they remember this practice of dhyana as the natural state of our mind, is a natural state of our being. If we go through the different scriptures, when we define 4 stages of the mind, we have the wakeful state, sleep state, and dreamless sleep state. Then we have a 4th state. This is the 4th state, which literally is named Turiya, and that is called to be the natural state of our mind, the natural state of our being. Sometimes I use this word mind because we don't find a better word in Spanish, but or in Western languages, as the difference, we would be the natural state of ourselves, the Atman, what we really are. So meditation is, in a sense, will be a practice to allow us to connect with this essence of what we are. I would like just to address a small contribution that the Taoist and Chinese Taoist philosophy went to meditation. If we go to the word dhyana, which comes from dhyana in India, then goes to jhana in Pali in the Buddhist teaching, and it goes from Pali teaching goes to Chinese teaching. But the word dhyana comes from jhana in Pali, goes for China. The word is chan, so meditation chan. So the word turns a little different. Sometimes we tend to think meditation is just absorption, and the word chana or chan means entering, place where the mountains and the river get together. Place where the mountains and the river get together. It is a sacred place in the Taoist cosmology. So meditation is going back to our sacred place, to our internal space.
So nice. Meditation is going back to our sacred place. And when I listen such sentences, My heart goes to Hawaii directly to understand how Hawaiian culture looks at meditation. Kilohana ji, over to you.
Aloha kako. I'm so honored to be included in this wonderful celebration that you've created to bring us all to this beautiful sacred place of peace. And that experience, hula, which is a path, a spiritual path as well. We tend to think of hula as portrayed in Hollywood movies, but in fact, the ancient practice of hula is all about connecting to nature, going to this beautiful sacred place that was just described. The ancient word for hula is actually ha'a, which could be
Ha,
movement in nature, the movement of the waves, the movement of the clouds in the sky, the movement of the wind through the trees. Ancient legends speak of the mythical dancer Hopoi, the first hula dancer who, in a state of meditation, would receive beautiful messages from nature.
perfect. So profound things you mentioned. Would you like to pronounce it again? It is haha or what?
Ha'a. It's almost as
Ha.
off, like ha'a.
Okay. Ha ah. Is it okay?
Perfect.
Ha ah. Perfect. So we understood this that meditation in Hawaiian tradition is a spiritual path of connecting back to the nature and in the state of flow, as the in the state of the movement and the flow of nature. I'll come to our friend from Colombia. Uh, when we talk about meditation, you come from Latin America. How it has been seen there? What is meditation for you?
Thank you, Bikram, for this event. There are many lines and definition with these teachings, techniques, philosophy, history, but I think meditation is the practice that allows us to connect with the person who knows us best, ourselves. It helps us understand what we really want to recognize our worries, pains, desires, and the most intimate aspects of our life while revealing their causes and guiding us towards resolution. It's a time, space, and attitude that filter the noise of the world even from our thoughts, which allows us to see our reality clearly. It also helps us identify what we really want and what adjustments we need to make to achieve. The more we get involved in meditation, the more valuable it becomes.
Thank you very much, Elisa ji. Connecting with the person who knows us the best is meditation, and that person is self. Wow. So we have our friend Valdemar Prado from Mexico. Valdemar ji, when we have understood from different experts what meditation is, my question to you would be how this meditation can help us. How does it help us during the time of crisis? How does it increase our resilience? Just sitting quietly, how does it make us more resilient?
Well, Namaskaram. Thank you for having us and spreading this important information to the world. I think there is a little bit of confusion about meditation these days, especially the dichotomy between East and West. There is a tradition in the Western culture that we call meditation, and a little bit different in the Eastern traditions, Buddhism, Taoism, Vedanta. In general, from the perspective of yoga, resilience comes from being capable of confront situations of crisis, because naturally our biological part tends to respond to crisis with usually two reactions: fight or flight. That's how we call this response in the Western sciences. In the Eastern cultures, especially in the yogi tradition of Patanjali and the Vedanta tradition, the Samkhya tradition, there are several components of our being that influence our responses to the world. We have in the process of creations ahamkara, which is the ego, or equivalent to what we call ego in the Western culture. There is body, mahat, there is manas, and there is chitta. Our problem is that we tend to identify a lot with what we call in the Western tradition the mind. The mind takes over our lives and we identify with our thoughts. And in a situation of crisis, if we don't have control of our thoughts, we tend to run with the thoughts and react to the environment, usually with paranoia or aggression and things like that. And so, according to the Eastern traditions, also to the Western traditions, being capable of center ourselves in the deeper senses of a higher mind, not the lower mind that responds to stimuli from the environment, but to be able to have the higher mind, the body, the mahat, keep calm under stressful situations, and not letting the animal or the lower mind to react to the external stimuli, would help us to get in touch with our inner selves, our higher mind, and therefore we would not react from our biological part, but from a center of our inner, what in Western is called inner soul, and in that way we can stay, to start with, calm under different stressful circumstances. And of course, if there is a real danger, then we can also react with a calm mind to the situation and be able to make intelligent decisions about how to react to the situations. So meditation, the training of the mind to be able to distinguish between what is real and what is not real, in terms of threats or crisis situations, is very important. And in this sense, from the Eastern perspective, to be able to contact with the higher states of mind, it would help us to react and to have, let's say, a creative reaction instead of just basically the animal part or the biological parts in ourselves.
Thank you very much, Valdemar ji. You mentioned philosophy, you mentioned science also, you mentioned East also, you mentioned West also, and you rightly said that connecting with the higher mind and training our mind between what is real and not real is what meditation stands for. Once we have understood meditation from different perspectives, and we have understood that meditation really help us to deal with the situations in a more calmer way. Arjuna ji, you mentioned various traditions of meditation. We have audience watching us from different parts of the world. If anybody who is not at all exposed to meditation, he wants to be initiated. so that he can deal with the situations better. What will you suggest to him? What kind of meditation should he begin with? You are muted.
Since time immemorial, all the traditions gather together in two main practices that can help us to calm our minds and to focus ourselves, to center ourselves, and to clean ourselves. If you go to any tradition of the world, you call it even the shaman tradition from Siberia, from the ancestral medicine traditions from Latin America. Either you go to any other tribes in the past, or you go to Indian yogis, you will always find two main aspects. Would mean silence and fasting.
Silence and
Fasting, not
fasting.
eating. So in all traditions you find this, and this silence can bring you inside. So if in the beginning there is no practice, the main thing that we can use, like if we really want to go deeper into spiritual life, as in any thing and any aspect of life, we need to have a spiritual master, a teacher, someone that teaches and can share us this knowledge. But if you don't have this at the beginning, just sit in silence and allow yourself just to feel the presence, going beyond the thought, just to feel your body, to feel your breath, to feel, just to be and to observe in silence. And then also this second aspect is just, as I'm quoting, is just a very well known aspect in all traditions of the world. Fasting, like not eating for one day or for one morning, you will have more time to go deep into yourself. You find it in any tradition, just go into silence and not eating is a good practice to begin. Not eating for many days, just a couple of hours, just to relax the tummy and relax your mind.
So nice. Not giving food either to tummy nor for mind, and silence, fasting, and getting a guru. So nicely suggested by Arjuna ji. Uh, let's connect this silence and fasting to our friend from Hawaii. We saw that Hawaiian dance also. How when we see this dance, it reminds us of woods flowing in air. It reminds us of nature. It is so beautifully done. So, Kilohana ji, when and how does people talk? How do we teach people meditation in Hawaii? What are some techniques you would like to suggest to the audience from different parts of the world?
Ma, so please, Lima, Almana, my student, Ilima, and her students sharing hula in Italy, in Rome. Very authentic hula. And to answer your question, where do you begin? Well, you begin as you do in India and elsewhere. You begin with the breath, what we call in Hawaiian the ha. And breathing is so essential for life, the essence of life. We can live without food or water for several days if need be, but we cannot live without the breath. And in ancient Hawaiian tradition, the breathing was so essential, so important, that the teaching of how to breathe, the importance of breathing, strengthening the breath, was taught even as a game to children.
Hmm.
There would be this delightful game where families, the whole village would be sitting at the beach at sunset. And just as the sun was going down, this big, bright, fiery red ball of fire right on the line of the horizon, all the children would chant the sun to bed. And so, take a deep breath. There's the sun about to appear. Let's put it to bed. and everyone would start chanting. And the idea would be, as a game, which of all the children could maintain their voice until the sun had disappeared below the horizon. And so the elders, Puna as we call them, would be sitting there and they'd observe and they'd say, "Oh, my goodness, that little boy over there, his voice carries, it's full, it's strong. He has a very strong ha." And so the breath is the beginning. And in the work I do, Hula for Health, I work with young women in drug recovery program, and I start with their breathing, just to find that that sense of relaxation and calm within themselves. Also, in work I do with an Alzheimer's study to see if hula can help the memory, we start with the breath.
Wow, that's profound, and it's so nice to see how it is weaved in the tradition and how it is taught to the kids also. That's amazing. Thank you very much. And you also give that hula or meditation helps to deal with Alzheimer disease also. Thank you very much, Kilohana ji. Valdemar ji, you talk about Vedantic practices. Any particular technique of Vedantic meditation or any particular method of meditation you would like to suggest to the audience here so that they can connect with themselves, their higher self, in a better way?
Well, I would refer to Patanjali's definition in the second sutra about yoga, uh, when he says that, yoga's chittavritti nirodha, in order to become to a yogic state, we must stop the turmoils of the mind, the whirlwinds of the mind. So even though there may be different styles or types of meditation, I think in the end, all of them focus in having been or being able to concentrate, to focus the mind. And for that, we have to take into account uh, self-observation, the simple fact of observing your body and paying attention to your breathing. It creates a profound effect in the rest of your being. So I would refer to that sutra in the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, to be able to stabilize the mind, not to run away with the thoughts that many times are meaningless, or we can create paranoias and aggression from our own internal conflicts and project them outside. So for me, I've studied different and practiced different schools or techniques of meditation, but all of them center in being able to stabilize the mind, and not to let the lower mind take over, because the lower mind reacts to stimuli, pain, pleasure, and things like that. But being able to get in touch with the inner mind, it's only possible if you are able to calm your thoughts, which are always moving in a natural way, inside, outside, subjective, objective, and we run with our thoughts, and that destabilizes our whole life. So being able to focus, or to practice the samyama, which is concentration, meditation, and being able to calm the mind, and then you can apply many different techniques. Could be in some cases, um, saying a mantra or just having in the Western tradition, often it's said that if we do what's called the loving kindness meditation, so projecting that to ourselves, to the people around us, and then to the world, eventually brings a state of peace inside, and that produces an effect in the whole society. But in
Right.
general, I think it can be summarized in what Patanjali said, being able to be here and now,
Thank you. Thank you.
being able to focus the mind in what's happening to you right now would be like the main technique, I would say, and from there you can derive many different
Thank
techniques.
you. Thank you very much, Valdemar ji,
Yeah.
for mentioning different techniques, starting from yoga, chitta nirodha to mantra, focus on breath, and all. So it takes us to the point where Elisa ji left us, that connecting with ourselves is what meditation is. So, Elisa ji, uh, how do you think that meditation can contribute in holistic well-being? If I connect with myself, how will it contribute in holistic well-being?
Hola, ¿me escuchas? Aló.
Yes, yes, you are audible. My question is how that can contribute in holistic well-being, how meditation can contribute in holistic well-being, overall well-being.
Okay. In several ways. First, reduce stress. The people develop a greater awareness and understanding of their thoughts and emotions, which facilitates emotional regulation. By improving concentration and mental clarity, it allows you to make more informed and effective decisions in crisis situations. All this impacts different systems of our body. The cortisol level, the so-called stress hormone decrease, free radical decrease, which allows people to better manage emotional and physical pressure. Meditation has been associated with physical benefits such as reducing blood pressure and improving the immune system, which contributes to general well-being. A study by the University of California 2005 revealed that the practice of meditation generated a 30% reduction in the participant stress levels and 25% increase in general well-being. The McCarthy and Atkinson experiment in 1999 found that during a collective meditation, even in Washington, D.C., a significant decrease in the crime rate in the city was observed, suggesting an impact on collective consciences. In mental health, meditation reduces anxiety and depression, promoting a more positive and resilient attitude to difficulties various. It helps people find a sense of calm and stability even in the midst of uncertainty. In the report, the American Psychological Association in 2020, it was mentioned that collective meditation can lead to improved mental health in vulnerable community, reducing depression symptoms by 40% in some groups. research in New York in 2011 in a group meditation program, 60% participants reported a reduction in anxiety, and 50% said they felt more satisfied with their life. Group meditation, third, helps strengthen social ties and community support.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you very much, Elisa ji. So many scientific evidences you produced, so that our audience will have full faith from science and philosophical and traditional dimensions. Now, in the last 30 seconds, each of you will get. You just would like to tell one mantra, one thing that you use for your own meditation. So 30 seconds. Maybe we should begin with Kilohana ji. Kilohana ji, you have 30 seconds which you want our audience to go back with. Any particular mantra line which inspires you to meditate or you used to meditate. 30 seconds to you.
Simple word, aloha. Aloha encompasses so many things. It's an entire philosophy in one word. It's our connection to all, to each other. It's kindness. It's humility. It's the sense of wanting to give. It flows.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kilohana ji. Arjuna ji, one mantra, something which you use or you think you would like to give to the audience in 30 seconds.
If I could recommend just one single mantra, one single phrase to everyone, I would recommend everyone to have a small practice every day to sit straight with the back straight. Just observe the breath, and when the breath comes in, just repeat mentally the mantra Om. And then when they exhale, they can repeat the mantra Shanti with this peace, Inhale Om and exhale Shanti. You can do this just for 2 or 3 minutes and you will feel so calm, so relaxed, and so connected. So, with just one thing to remember, just always try to keep it simple.
Yes, thank you very much. That's why I just wanted it in 30 seconds so that simple things will pop up. So nice. Thank you very much, Arjuna ji. Now, your 30 seconds, Valdemar ji. Exactly 30 seconds. Any particular mantra you would like to suggest us?
Well, I use several sayings. One of them is that, I use a lot, the Om Namah Shivaya,
Perfect.
Soham, Shivoham, and also Om Bhur Bhuvas Vaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Vargo Devasya Dimahit Dijo Yona Prachodayat.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Valdemar ji. Elisa ji, 30 seconds with you. Any particular thing you would like to suggest, any line or which people can meditate on or you do it?
The breaking is key. For me, so by encouraging meditation and other wellness practice, the collective resilience is strengthened and mental health of the general population is improved. Again, we need practice meditation. We make practice for resolve the problems in communities.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And dear audience who are watching us from different parts of the world, here we had a wonderful discussion where Arjuna ji said that dhyana is the natural state of being. Dhyana takes us to Turiya state, which is beyond 3 states of being. He mentioned then how dhyana transferred from India and it went to various places. In Pali, we got jhana, in China, chana, and you found he discussed about in Taoism. It also means the place where mountain and river gets together. It means going to your sacred place. Few techniques and practices he suggested. One is silence. Be in silence. And in silence, God listens to you. You listen to the God in silence. And in prayer, God listens to you. Do fasting, he mentioned. And if you get a guru, nothing like that, but at least silence and fasting is a perfect thing to start with. He also said, sit straight. Take a deep breath. While taking breath, say Om. And while exhaling, say Shanti. And he said, keep it simple, because simple things in life are most beautiful. Kilohana ji mentioned from Hawaii, she said, hula is the spiritual path of connecting with nature. Haha is a movement of the nature in being in the state of flow. She also mentioned that focus on the breath, how in Hawaiian culture, kids are taught to focus on the breath through a game. So you also do it with your kids when there is a sunset. Teach kids to take sun to the bed, take a deep breath, continue doing it. And she said hula is complete alignment, and it also helps in reducing Alzheimer. And she said that in one line, she said, everything what you meditate on is aloha. It is connection with all. Valdemar ji said it increases resilience, being capable to respond to the situation, being connecting to your higher self, leaving the lower self, training the mind of what is real and what is not. And stabilizing mind is what meditation is. Chittasya vritti nirodha. For that, self observation, body scanning, breath focus, following a mantra, be here and now. And few mantras he suggested is Soham and Om Namah Shivaya. Elisa ji, being a medical doctor, provided us very scientific aspects of the discussion, but she started very philosophically mentioning that meditation is connecting with the person who knows us best, that is self, and it helps you to understand reality and get your purpose of life. She scientifically produced that meditation reduces stress, helps in the decision making, help in blood pressure, immune system it increases, crime rate decreases, anxiety decreases, depression decreases, resilience increases, calmness increases. And when you do it in group, anxiety goes low and satisfaction of life goes high. And what she said is, one thing which is must, start practicing. So let's start practicing today for a better world tomorrow. Thank you very much. Namaste.